Good afternoon. Welcome to Master Strokes. This is a series that we've been doing since last year, and this is the last one that we will be doing in 2023. In this series, we interview and bring live stories of people and organizations, people who've been responsible for transforming their organizations using digital technology, and they continue to do so. The world is changing rapidly. A lot of things have changed. Today, I have with me, Mr. Gautam Dutta. He's from Bajaj Alliance. He's the Chief Digital and Information Officer. So thank you for joining us. And I have with me Rachit Sai. Rachit is works with the insurance sector from IBM. IBM being, both companies are huge in terms of legacy, much older than our organization, which is just about 40 years old. So, thank you for being with us. I gave an introduction, Mr. Datta. My first question is to you that, the world has been changing. The insurance sector has also been changing. And, rapidly technology has been bringing about the change, and it's kind of going to continue. What we are seeing in the insurance sector, the change is being driven by customer preferences, technology, and compliance. What are the changes that you are seeing, and what are the top technology drivers that you all are seeing at Bajaj Alliance given the backdrop of the past few years?
Thank you. And first of all, many thanks for inviting me here. As insurance as a sector is growing in India, and like everything else becoming digital, insurance in its own life cycle is also becoming digital. Now, if we have to come back to customers' preference, where is it getting focused? I will give you certain highlights. Few years back, life insurance, which is, I'm sure none of us decides when you get up from bed to buy. It's a push sales.
Right.
Only 18% of our customer would have consumed or preferred to consume digital services on their policy servicing. Today, that 18% has become 56%.
This is over the last 3 years?
2 years.
Wow.
That's a humongous growth, because life insurance typically consumed by middle age or little more than middle age sector. Of course, there are young people who are also buying, but when you look into the consumption pattern, it is of that age, 45 plus is where the growth is coming maximum. So they preferred digital, frictionless, automated service. Now, we do have policy servicing, which is also available on their handheld device or portal and stuff like that, or chatbot. We are seeing 90% of these digital requests, which we are fulfilling on an OTC, over the counter. People are appreciating, because we kind of take NPS score after each of these transactions, and we are absolutely happy to see this growth, because one, this happens faster. Second, it makes our brand available to the doorstep of my customer. Third, it is building the brand more stronger. So digital, automation, frictionless are the keywords there that I think is driving.
Wonderful. Rachit, you all have been in the business for 120, 130 years. And, I've said this in past interviews, but I don't see you all as a technology transformation company. I see you all as a transformation company working across sectors. What do you all see in the insurance industry globally? What are the trends you all are seeing, and what are the technology drivers that
So I'll add on to what Gautam said, right? So let's look at it in a few parts, right? So the first thing is India today, and I'll talk about India first before I go to global trends, right? India today is the 10th largest life insurance market and 15th largest non-life insurance market. This market is growing at consistently at double-digit growth, right? So more and more customers are getting insured today. This customer today is a little impatient, right? Like all of us are today. The customer is very aware and also has a plethora of choices. What this means for insurers is from insurance companies to satisfy such a customer and onboard such customers, right? There are a few things which all insurance companies are doing, and we are helping a lot of them enable these transformations. One, the customer needs a customized product, a very personalized product, which is absolutely tailored for them, and they get it in the mode they want to consume at the time they want to consume. Second, the patience levels are at a, they're reducing every day. So what customers really need is processes which were earlier taking days and weeks need to be done in hours, minutes, if not seconds, right? So this is across new business, across customer service, across claims. And to enable this, what is required is to move from a very policy-centric kind of approach to put the customer in the center and follow a very customer-centric approach. And right, and that is where the digital transformation, the technologies come in terms of automation, in terms of workflows getting enabled across sales platforms, operations platforms, data platforms, right? AI is embedded into each of these. We can't do a conversation without Gen AI, right? That will add on further from an efficiency perspective, right? So if I have to round it up and say that the first wave of digital transformation has given us some 40 to 50% efficiency and data improvements, and the next wave, as we keep on embedding more AI and Gen AI into it, will give us another 20%.
I have a question on AI, Gen AI, but before that, a question to you, sir. So, what are the top initiatives that you all are taking to improve customer engagement, which leads to higher customer lifecycle value? And how has technology played a role in enabling all of this?
So as I told you, life insurance is a push product. None of us would have decided to buy life insurance whenever we got up something.
Right.
Every sale of life insurance would have happened after at least 3 to 4 interactions. Every interaction is important. It goes through tremendous amount of detailing in terms of cash flow, product, and all of that. As I told you, all our digital assets which are available to our customer as well as our partner are now geared with more than 15 service options. And the most frequently used service options like tax certificate, premium receipts, and all of that consist of 45% of these OTC requests. So one side was the sales process is becoming smoother. The other side, the servicing process is also becoming available at his fingertips and becoming faster and faster every day. Have we reached to the epitome? Absolutely no. This journey will continue. And we would extract that as much juice as possible from this using various tech stack that are coming in.
Then let's talk about AI and automation. So, how are you leveraging technologies such as AI and automation through your transformation journey? How has it kind of helped you all? And as I mentioned earlier, no conversation is complete without Gen AI. How do you all plan to leverage Gen AI? I'll come to you once he completes.
Gen AI is a phenomenon now. Almost every industry is taking benefit of it, and for that matter, life insurance is not staying anyway out of it. Of course, BALIC is, if not forefront on this, is equally marching on this. Life insurance as a product is often very, very complicated. If I ask any of us, explain the product that you have invested on, I am sure you would not be able to tell me more than 2 sentences because it's a complicated product.
True.
You must have understood when subscribing it, but by now it's tough.
Faded off.
Which means the thousands and thousands of people who are reaching out to the customer, when they're explaining this, they need instantaneous contextual support, which tells them exactly what part of this question is explained in the product brochure. That's one critical area of where we are using Gen AI to ensure that we generate contextual text, voice, to help my support or my sales guys to be able to talk to. That's one. Second, for the whole life cycle of customer, we do need to reach out to customer, often by call. Now, as we might have done, when we understand it's a call from an insurance guy, without even getting into the second level of go, whether it's to help me or to pursue me from buying, we would put down the call. Hence, the success rate here is below 2-3% in terms of. Now, we use it to schedule their health checkup, or to schedule their branch visits, or to schedule somebody visiting them for a servicing request that he has put, which is to help him or her. And we use something called humanoid, which is again contextual, which again changes its language based on the response, which again very, very persistent in terms of having this conversation. And from 2.2 to 3% of conversion ratio, we enjoy little more than 12% of conversion ratio. So these are one or two such examples where we are using. There are many more which are helping us. And as I've told you, this is just a start because this is phenomenal.
Rachit, can't let you go without answering this. What are you seeing? How are insurance players leveraging AI automation? What do you see with Gen AI? Do you want to talk about Watson X at this point of time?
Yeah, so fair. I think this is the hot topic of the day, right? So, the first wave of automation, workflows getting built, we have seen rules getting enabled from a life insurance perspective. What we have seen is the insurance company has been doing like a underwriting by exception for a long time, right? But now we are also seeing that the quality check process, and you have the tools available, you can do that by exception. That is where, as what I was rightly saying, some of the policies are getting issued in seconds, right? So the wave of automation is ongoing and it will keep on improving. Now, when you add AI on top of it, it's the next wave of benefits which we start seeing in the market. We are recording videos for pre-insurance verification, right? A lot of those can be made. That's a very friction, painful kind of a process today, right? But we are seeing use cases where AI can really help solve it in the sales journey itself, reduce a lot of time for operations. We are seeing tons of use cases on the customer service side, right? So that's the second wave of it. The third wave is how do you get benefit from Gen AI on top of it, right? And that is actually, we are seeing a plethora of use cases. The customer service is a no-brainer because Gen AI, the NLP, natural language processing capabilities are so much better that, if I have to just stress on this for 1 minute and say the machine is understanding the question much better now, right?
The intent of the
The
question.
intent of the question, right? So because you may be asking a question, a customer may be asking a question, sometimes in English, maybe switching over to Hindi in between, putting a slang in between. But yes, now we have the capability to understand a question. If I look at a mix between Gen AI and AI, we are able to give a now precise response because insurance is regulated, precise. You don't want a wishy-washy answer, right? It's not like some random content has come out. So we understand the question better, we give a very precise response, and this is enabling our virtual assistants, this is enabling us, get a quality of service where a junior underwriter today can underwrite maybe as well as a senior underwriter, right? So it is going to act as a add-on, as an assistant, and what that will do is it will just make the experience for the customer much more consistent, whether it is sales, it is underwriting, it is claims, right? So that's where I see it going.
Wonderful. Mr. Datta, I'll come back to you. So, with increased digitization, we are seeing increased cyber security issues. In fact, a technology leader who I interviewed some months ago from the BFSI sector said that 1/3 of my IT budget is spent on security. What are you all seeing in that area? And finally, it's data, it's customer data. You have to kind of protect it. What are you all seeing in the cyber security, cyber threat space, and how are you all ensuring that your data is safe, your customers' data?
Well, cyber security is one area where I think we are, and everybody is catching up. I don't think any of us should think that we have reached to the epitome. There are a couple of things that are emerging other than the traditional perimeter and asset-based uh, cyber security measures implementation. Let me focus on the upcoming areas that are becoming critical over days. One is most of our unstructured workloads are running on cloud. Hence, cloud-based posture management becomes extremely important, because you don't, while you take the benefit of cloud, you don't go and become a prey there.
Correct.
Second is business now become any business, including insurance, extremely connected internally and externally. So, to give you an example, one of our portal, which is used by thousands and thousands of us, is connected to more than 60 services, which means there is a crisscross mess of tremendous number of internal and external APIs that are talking. Securing each of those APIs is becoming another big area, which is where we also remain very cautious. The third is any kind of denial of service, because now every software asset is connected to so many of them. Anything stopped is a denial here. So denial of DDoS was the earlier definition of DDoS has got transformed and becoming far more intrigued in the way we are architected, or probably everybody is architected. So that's another area other than the traditional cybersecurity is where we are focusing. Needless to say, obviously, wherever there is information or compute or asset, you secure it with all traditional method. But these are a couple of areas where I think we are focusing.
Rachit, it's on you all to ensure that all your partners are secure, their customers are secure. What is IBM seeing in the space, and what are you all doing to ensure, total security?
Okay, so let me take that in a few parts, right? So what's the threat? The threat is that digital assets have proliferated, as Gautam rightly said. The data today is lying. Some is on-prem, some is on multi-cloud, right? So there's definitely a hybrid cloud play in here. Now with this, and let's look at what is the cost, right? So the average cost of a incident is around $4.5 million, besides the disruption which it is causing. Now, right, as IBM, we have one of the largest security teams worldwide. We work with a lot of clients, and and the responsibility lies on us to make sure that there is no breach and there is a lot of protection for each and every one of our customers. And it is, if I have to say it in a little different way, right? We have to look at it both from an attack and defense perspective, right? So the mantra really is, if you have to look at it from an attack perspective, you have to think like hacker, right? And when you have to look at defense, that is based on deep research, right? So we have to put all of this together. We have the complete range of services, right from advisory to actually managing the security operations center, right, the whole 9 yards of that service. But it is, and we have got AI infused into security today, but it is something which the good guys and the bad guys out both have kind of the same access to technology. So if I have to round it up, I will say that it's a duel which is still happening on a day-to-day, everyday basis. We are not using swords anymore, but we are pulling out lightsabers now.
Wonderful. Mr. Datta, technology partners obviously play a key role as of now. Going forward, what do you think is going to be the role of such technology partners to ensure your continued transformation? What's your expectation from them?
No, I think like Rachit and his company, there are a tremendous number of technology partners that we work with who do really good job. What we need them to continue is continue to take the ownership of what you wish to drive must get driven in a timely and quality fashion. End of it, if it is not done in a complete manner, you may get revenue, but your customer, which is us, will not get the value created. That's not a sustaining model that one can go with. So, my request or my expectation from any serious partner, and when I say serious, I am saying it could be 120-year-old IBM, it could be two-man partner. Is whatever you have picked up, please drive it. Drive it. I don't think the industry has got any dearth of funding. I don't think the industry has got any dearth of understanding of technology stack. It's just that you have to be there and showcase that you mean business.
So we spoke about the ever evolving insurance industry. There's also the fintech thing that kind of comes in. How do you see Bajaj Alliance staying ahead of the curve over the next few years?
A very nice question. I would love to answer that. Now, Bajaj Allianz Life have been growing twice than the industry for a couple of years. Till now, this year also, we are kind of maintaining the run rate. We hope to complete the year within the same run rate. I think we have been focusing very, very methodically on product, on services, on customer delight, on making sure we are contextual in using technology, innovation, analytics.
Right.
We are definitely a very listening organization. We spend enormous amount of time and effort to listen to our customer, partner, and employees, including them. And whenever we are able to take an action based on the feedback, we believe in going back and closing that loop. So I think among all of this, something must be good. That's why we have been going.
Right.
So we'll continue doing that, and possibly we'll find something more.
Wonderful. Good luck with that. Last question. You're obviously very passionate about technology, and that's why you've been doing it a lifetime. What would have been an alternate career for you? What would you have done if you weren't into technology? Start thinking, Rachit. I'm going to bring that question to you also.
That's a difficult one.
That's a nice one. When I was kid, when I was studying, I wanted to be a Indian Air Force fighter pilot. I did clear my CDSE and I failed my PAVT test, which is Pilot Aptitude Battery Test. Hence, that shattered my becoming Air Force pilot for life. Now, if I have to go for an alternate career, but if I have to think about how do I want to enjoy my life for the next decades or so, I would buy a most comfortable, heavy, and a sleek big car and keep roaming across.
That's just my heart. I've been wanting to take a drive across
Yeah,
country in my car.
be my guest if I am
Wonderful.
able to.
Rachit.
Okay, so I'll also answer this in two parts. If I were, as a kid, I used to play a lot of badminton. The good part is I still play, and I've caught up with my school buddies, and we still play every week. Yeah, so that is. But I know my skill. My skill doesn't allow me to take that as a profession, right? So I just play. I'm not saying I'm good, right? So that's one part of it. Today, if I were to actually switch over, I'm going to give a very different kind of answer. I would actually go into human resources, right? I would get into human resources because I firmly believe that if you can get the right talent, foster the right culture, build high-performing teams, that is the crux for every organization to grow. So that is one area of my interest. I am a technologist at heart, But if I ever were to switch over, then that will probably where I would go.
That this country needs that the most, the correct talent, fostering, getting the correct culture. Wonderful. Thank you, gentlemen. That brings us to the end of this discussion. Wish you lots of luck. May you all keep growing at double the growth, and may you get your sleek car soon and make it happen. And may you get into HR. As fun and make a difference too. And this is something that someone else also said, that he wants to create more employable talent, similar to what you're saying. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Thanks.
Thank you.